Filmerna. Hvordan er det å jobbe med Rachel Kemp?
På tiden att vi sätter oss ner och pratar, du och jag.
Sentimental Value, 2025, directed by Joachim Trier, is an intimate and emotionally layered drama that explores family, memory, art, and the fragile threads that bind people together across time. Known for his reflective storytelling and deeply human characters, Trier once again crafts a narrative that moves between past and present, exposing the quiet wounds that shape a family's identity. The film centers on two sisters who are forced to confront unresolved emotions when their estranged father, a once celebrated filmmaker, unexpectedly re-enters their lives. Through subtle performances and a restrained yet powerful visual language, the story unfolds as a meditation on forgiveness, artistic legacy, and the complicated meaning of sentimental attachment. At its core, the film examines how memories can be both comforting and suffocating. The title itself suggests the duality of emotional value, how objects, places, and shared experiences hold weight beyond their physical form. Trier approaches this theme with nuance, allowing silences and glances to speak louder than dramatic confrontations. The narrative does not rush toward resolution, instead, it lingers in moments of discomfort and vulnerability. The sisters' journey becomes less about rekindling a perfect relationship and more about understanding the flawed humanity of the man who shaped their childhood from a distance. The cast delivers performances that ground the story in authenticity. Renate Reinsve portrays one of the sisters with a mix of quiet resilience and suppressed anger. Her character carries the emotional weight of abandonment more openly, yet beneath her composure lies a longing for acknowledgement. Reinsve's performance captures subtle emotional shifts, hesitation in her voice, tension in her posture, that reveal years of unresolved conflict. She portrays a woman who has built a life defined by independence, yet remains haunted by unanswered questions about her father's absence. Stellan Skarsgård embodies the estranged father with understated complexity. Rather than presenting him as a straightforward villain or a misunderstood genius, the film allows Skarsgård to portray a man burdened by regret, ego, and fading relevance. As a filmmaker who once prioritized artistic ambition over family responsibilities, his character must now face the consequences of choices made decades earlier. Skarsgård's restrained performance emphasizes vulnerability, small gestures, an unfinished sentence, a hesitant attempt at humor, convey a man struggling to reconnect in a world that no longer revolves around him. Elle Fanning plays the second sister, whose perspective differs sharply from her siblings. While she carries her own emotional scars, her approach to their father is more tentative and curious. Fanning brings a gentle sensitivity to the role, capturing the conflict between resentment and empathy. Her character's willingness to listen becomes a narrative counterbalance, preventing the story from collapsing into bitterness. Through her, the film explores how siblings can interpret the same childhood in entirely different ways, shaped by personality and circumstance. The plot unfolds in a contemporary European setting, blending urban spaces with interiors that feel intimate and lived in. The sisters reunite with their father after he announces plans for a new film project, one that appears deeply autobiographical. This announcement becomes the catalyst for emotional confrontation. The father seeks not only to revive his career but also to reconstruct his fractured family through art. However, the very act of transforming personal history into cinema threatens to reopen wounds rather than heal them. As rehearsals and discussions around the father's project progress, long-suppressed memories resurface. The sisters recall moments from their childhood that shaped their understanding of love and neglect. The father, meanwhile, defends his past choices as sacrifices made in pursuit of artistic truth. The tension between art and responsibility becomes central to the narrative. Is artistic brilliance worth personal cost? Can creative expression justify emotional absence? Trier does not provide easy answers, instead, he allows these questions to resonate through dialogue and silence alike. Flashbacks are used sparingly but effectively, offering glimpses into earlier family dynamics. Rather than depicting dramatic confrontations, these scenes often highlight ordinary moments, shared meals, rehearsals, quiet evenings, that gain new meaning when revisited. The contrast between memory and present reality underscores the idea that sentimental value is subjective. What one character cherishes as a formative experience may be remembered by another as a moment of pain. Visually, the film embraces natural lighting and restrained camera movement, creating a sense of immediacy. The cinematography favors close-ups that linger on faces, allowing the audience to read unspoken emotions. The muted color palette reflects the contemplative tone, while occasional bursts of warmth suggest fleeting hope. Music is used minimally, often giving way to ambient sounds that heighten the intimacy of conversations. The sisters' relationship forms an emotional backbone of the story. Though united by blood, they approach their father's return from different emotional standpoints. Their disagreements reveal underlying tensions about loyalty and identity. One sees reconciliation as a betrayal of past pain, the other views it as an opportunity for closure. Through their evolving dynamic, the film illustrates how family bonds can endure even when strained by opposing perspectives. The father's attempt to involve his daughters in his new film project serves as both an olive branch and a point of contention. He believes that by inviting them into his creative process, he can demonstrate vulnerability and sincerity. Yet the sisters question whether this gesture is genuine or simply another performance. The blending of real life and art blurs boundaries, forcing characters to confront the authenticity of their emotions. Scenes of script readings and rehearsals mirror personal conversations, reinforcing the theme that storytelling shapes reality. As the narrative progresses, moments of quiet reconciliation begin to emerge. These are not grand declarations of forgiveness but small acts of understanding, a shared memory acknowledged, a painful truth spoken aloud. The film emphasizes that healing is incremental. Emotional breakthroughs occur not through dramatic confrontation but through patient listening and acknowledgement of past mistakes. The release timeline of the film reflects its international appeal. It made its world premiere on May 21, 2025, at the prestigious Cannes Film Festival, where it drew attention for its nuanced storytelling and strong performances. Following its debut, the film was released in France on August 20, 2025, introducing European audiences to its introspective narrative. Norway saw its theatrical release on September 12, 2025, a particularly significant date given the director's national roots and the film's cultural resonance. In the United States, the film opened in limited release on November 7, 2025, allowing arthouse audiences to engage with its subtle emotional themes. Spain followed with a December 5, 2025 release, and the United Kingdom received the film on December 26, 2025, through a curated distribution platform. Digital and video-on-demand availability in the United States began on December 23, 2025, expanding access to viewers seeking a contemplative cinematic experience at home. The trailer offers a restrained preview of the film's tone, emphasizing atmosphere over plot revelation. It opens with quiet domestic imagery and fragmented dialogue, hinting at the tension between father and daughters. Brief glimpses of rehearsals and emotionally charged conversations suggest a story centered on reconciliation and artistic self-examination. Rather than relying on dramatic music or rapid editing, the trailer maintains a steady pace, reflecting the film's contemplative nature. The performances are highlighted through subtle exchanges, allowing viewers to sense the emotional depth without exposing key narrative turns. Throughout the film, themes of aging and legacy become increasingly prominent. The father grapples with the awareness that time is limited, and that his artistic reputation may outlast his personal relationships. His daughters, meanwhile, confront the realization that their understanding of him may never be complete. The story invites reflection on how people wish to be remembered and whether legacy is defined by public achievement or private connection.